Adil spent 4 years as a prisoner in Camp Bucca. Like many others, he was never formally charged. But his bitterness comes more from having been exposed to extremist teachings. He charges the U.S. military showed leniency to some in prison.
Extremists had freedom to educate the young detainees. I saw them giving courses using classroom boards on how to use explosives, weapons, and how to become suicide bombers. For the Americans, we felt it was normal. They did not stop them.
It has been known that some high-profile al-Qaeda members were held in Camp Bucca. Overpopulated, at some point 27,000 detainees were held, which may have led to little supervision.
In 2005, an extremist was sent to our camp. At first, Sunnis and Shia rejected his teachings, but we were told that he was imposed by the prison authority. He stayed for a week and recruited 25 of the 34 detainees. They became extremists like him.
Extremists are tremendously frustrated. When we came up with a model detainee housing unit, in which we eliminated or separated individuals by tens, and they had no other access to anybody else, they became tremendously frustrated.
U.S. military statistics show 4% of the approximately 100,000 held in different prisons over the years returned to violence. While the percentage is relatively low, it is unclear how many of them were involved to begin with. Iraqis from across the country were detained in Camp Bucca. Thousands of them spent time in the U.S. detention facility since it was opened in 2003. The U.S. military denies that moderates were radicalized in the camp. They say they did their best to protect them from extremists. Ahmad disagrees. In 2007, U.S. troops detained him. He returned home almost 3 months later, a different man. Ahmad lost his eyes, a part of his tongue, and suffered physical injuries. It all happened in 4 minutes during his 24-hour stay in Camp Bucca.
The Americans send those they want dead to extremist camps. They passed information that I was a lawyer working for the Saar court in Baghdad. That would make me the enemy, since the court issues unjust verdicts against detainees.
Prisoners attacked Ahmad, but he's convinced responsibility lies with the U.S. military. Serious accusations, and they may remain just that. Those released have to sign off their rights to challenge their detention. Camp Bucca closed in September, but for many inmates, it's still proving difficult to leave the experience behind. Zeina Khodr, Al Jazeera, Northern Iraq.